All right, deep breath. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good
Good morning.
morning.
Happy
It's
Friday.
it's
Yeah.
Friday. Another episode of the Fourth for Growth Show live here on Facebook to be uploaded to YouTube and all of your favorite podcast channels by visiting forceforgrowth.com. And today is our first ever Freestyle Friday.
Yay.
Yes.
What is Freestyle Friday? Freestyle Friday is where you can comment below, ask us anything. We'll chat about everything and anything that's going on in our lives, just to let you guys know what's going on with Michelle and Courtney and me, and just to connect and let you guys know what we're working on, what we're doing, what's working, and
Yes.
just as important, what's not working, to give you
Mm,
some ideas about growth, expansion, and maybe even inspire you.
yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I feel the
So,
energy on this one.
yes, I can tell it's been a busy week for us
Yes. Let's
collectively.
hold up before we start. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, or more specifically, the hair in the room.
Okay.
Let's talk about the hair in the room, Michelle. The hair that everyone's asking about already.
Don't you look
Jesse,
good?
love, 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 love.
Thank
The new
you.
Hmm.
Thanks.
Michelle Holmes Martini.
Okay, so
What is going on?
I've embarked on a journey. So over the last 2 years, I lost weight. I have found myself. I've found what, like I've come alive in the last 2 years. But when I look at the outside, my surroundings, they are still reflecting what I used to feel inside and not what I now feel inside. So I've embarked on a journey, kind of a little 90-day thing. I'm working on making significant progress in the next 90 days. On Facebook, I've brought my friends along with me to follow along and kind of see and give me opinions and give me feedback on things that I should do. But basically, what I'm trying to do is let what's inside reflect on the outside. So my closet was a sea of brown, black, gray. So I did a closet purge this week with my daughter and got rid of the stuff that doesn't fit right, the stuff that doesn't reflect what I feel on the inside. And now I kept very few things. I don't have much left. But clearly, like my closet did not reflect how I feel. Colorful and bright and happy and abundant and all of those things. I also did my hair. And for the first time in 13 years, I got highlights. I haven't had color in my hair in 13 years. So I just went and I had a makeover and I asked them to teach me how to do my makeup, which I'm still learning. I mean, it's going to take some practice, but I also asked them to not, I said, I don't want you to ask me what I want you to do. I want you to tell me what I need to do. And I sat in the chair and she's like, so I can do whatever I want, right? And I'm like, yeah, you can go for it. And so it was so much fun. I do want to shout out to Parlor 11. Michelle and Darla were amazing. So if you're in the Fort Worth area, they're incredible, incredible. They made me feel like Pretty Woman. And then I had headshots done yesterday. Darla did my hair and makeup for that, and it's been a super fun week. But I'm very excited about where it's headed. So if you guys want to follow me on Facebook, if you're not already, at Michelle Holmes Martini on Facebook, or Miss Michelle Martini with MS Michelle Martini on Instagram, and I'll come along the journey with me. I need opinions. So
Yes,
I
I
want
love
feedback, I want suggestions, all of those things for letting my outside world come alive.
you
My
definitely do a great
suggestion, I
job
got a
sharing that with
suggestion.
everyone. It's
I
awesome.
got a suggestion. You need to wear more blue and purple.
I intend to. I got my colors. So Tamara loaned me a book that I read about. It's called Change Your Clothes, Change Your Life.
Mm.
And it teaches you how to find your style, how to find your colors. So I've got my colors, I've got screenshots. So when I do shop, then I know what colors I should go for. And blue and purple are definitely in those colors.
Yay.
I love that.
That's so
Man,
good.
that's awesome that it yeah, man, just that metaphor of like cleaning out your closet of what is not you anymore, I think can be used in a lot of ways, but even just like looking at your closet and just I don't know what we're holding on to and making space for and
Mhm. Yes,
we never intend to
absolutely.
wear again. It has no value to us now, you know.
Yes.
Cleaning out your life of what doesn't fit.
Yes.
Listening to your
Yes.
gut. That's what my update this week
Yes.
is about, is listening to your gut.
Yep.
So I had signed up to be a professional wrestling referee with a local organization. Let me say that again so I can make sure you guys hear it. A professional wrestling referee. And let me give you guys a second to give me the look. Like, what? Did he actually say? Yes, I said professional wrestling referee. So I signed up with a local organization, what, around February of this year? Yeah, it was about February. Wow. Um, we were training. I was training. We were going. We were doing some stuff. And then the pandemic hit and everything closed down. So training had to stop. But while in the midst of that, I started to see things that did not vibe with me. And it didn't feel right to me anymore. So I hemmed and hawed about going back to training. And I finally just decided to listen to my gut and say, no, this is not a good fit to me. And if I decide to pursue this further, I need to find another organization. And mind you, this is a great organization and it's a great fit for a lot of people, but it wasn't a good fit for me. So just because it's a good fit for everybody else around you doesn't mean that it's a good fit for you. And I can't strongly advise everyone to listen to that. All three of us here are Tony Robbins people. It was a great fit for us, but even that may not be a great fit for you.
Yep.
Right.
So just because it's a great fit for your friends, your loved ones, your peer group, don't feel pressured to think that you have to do it too. You ain't got to do nothing.
Yeah. And it's okay to say, whoa, this isn't working. Let's change it. Or let's look, what can I do different or what? I'll let Michelle tell us more on that because I don't want to keep talking because it's her example that I'm learning from this week.
So I started the 75 hard challenge. Gosh, I have lost track, but on like day 35 or something like that. Actually, I started over. So 13 days and then now 35 days. But what I've found is now I've absolutely loved it. But what I've found is it's very disruptive. Pieces of it are very disruptive to my priorities right now. And so I'm working through the mind, like what I'm doing, what I'm going to do, but I am going to modify it. I'm going to continue on a 75 hard-ish challenge, but I'm not going to complete the challenge because it is disruptive to the things that are priorities to me at the moment. I'll probably pick it up again and do it hardcore in the future. But the thing that it's been, it's the 2 45-minute workouts. It just gets in the way. It's messed with my sleep, which healthy sleep is important to me. And so it makes it harder to get up in the mornings because sometimes I don't get that workout in until late at night. And then it's just, there's so many things. I'm building a business. I've got this new, relationship going on in my life that is a huge priority for me because we've had 14 years of separation. And so it's like, there's so many things in my life right now that are so much more important than completing a challenge. And so I've recognized that this week, and I'm going to modify it. I'm going to continue on because there's so many parts of it that are so good for me, and I've learned so much from it, but I've got to modify it because pieces of it don't fit right now. And I have to take, like Courtney, you said earlier, take that energy that's going toward trying to complete this challenge and put it back into the things that are priorities for me right now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like it sounds ironic, but I feel like that's the most disciplined decision you can get at right now. Because what is discipline? Discipline's the life you want. So it's, when you started it, you might have been in a different area or box or more excited about the challenge itself. And that drove you for a while. But you got to a space where that's draining you. And that's not what you're building discipline for. So just move it back over. And so I think that's a great example of how you choose and design your discipline, but you got to be aware. You got to be paying attention to your gut.
Yeah, because sometimes you have to shift listening to your gut. And to me, like, I feel like I'm not compromising. If I felt like I was compromising, that would be a different story. If I was just, but we have in our mind, we talked about it on our Monday morning call. We have in our mind, we can't be a quitter, but sometimes it's not quitting, it's shifting, and people hold on to things so tight because they don't want to be perceived as a quitter. Whereas it's not quitting, it's just shifting your, sometimes we are. Sometimes I do quit on things that I don't want to quit on. And then I feel like I'm compromising myself. In this situation, I don't at all. I don't feel like I'm compromising. I feel like I'm shifting my energy back to where it needs to be. And that's the difference. And if we can become aware of that and understand that and recognize that, listening to our gut, it'll keep us on the right path. Sometimes we can do really good things that get us off on the wrong path.
Mm-hmm. So a couple of things. Discipline is the life you want. Courtney Carr. Wow. That was good.
Thanks.
Let's let that sink in, guys. Discipline is the life that you want. And I got the probably the quadrillion-dollar question for you, Michelle Martini. Was 75 hard? A hell yes or a hell no?
It was a hell yes in the beginning.
It's a hell no.
It's a hell no. Modifying it and continuing on some of the things in the challenge is still a hell yes. But the full, all of it is a hell no right now for me.
And I love that because she's not throwing in the towel. She's not saying no. She's just turning it back into something she can work with and keeping all the parts she enjoyed that she, just turn it into something you can work with. You don't know how to deal with it. Okay. What's the closest thing you've ever dealt with? How did you deal with that? Tony principle.
One of the things that hit me this week was I had a big conflict between my mind, my heart, and my gut.
Ooh, yeah.
So
that's an internal war.
It was all big sorts of conflict there with my mind, my heart, and my gut. My gut was like screaming, no. My heart was like, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're not giving it a chance. Maybe you're the one that's not trying hard enough. Maybe it's your attitude about the situation. And then my mind's like, yep, it's you. It's you. It's totally you. But also it might not be you. So my mind was like all over the place, but my heart was like, maybe it's you. And then my gut was like, no, bro. No, it's time to move on. You gotta go. It's like this big conflict. It's like this war. So for me, I ended up having to listen to my gut, and that was the best choice. And then the rest just aligned. My mind and my heart aligned after I listened to my gut. And they were like, yeah, this was the right choice. Was there a little bit of heartbreak there? A little bit of sorrow? Yeah, there was. But it's like, okay, after that part, it was okay. It was good. It was just like a breakup. It was like a breakup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's a breakup, obviously the relationship dies and there's some sorrow, there's some mourning there that needs to be done. Courtney Carr.
Yes. Okay. 72 is the answer he's looking for. Okay. So the 500 challenge I am doing, if you listened to our episode on Wednesday, I am calling 500 new clients this month in August. And so basically it's been a whirlwind. So my theory is true that I realized I did not finish my thought the other day on the Wednesday podcast. So sorry. But my theory that I started talking about was like, if you start working one area and pouring a ton of energy genuinely in one area, even your leads, your options, your opportunities might not come from that same bucket, but you'll get opportunities and leads and everything sent from you. And so it's been ironic because it's been from over here and over here and over here, but I'm working right here, so technically only 11 out of the 72 have responded back. So 3 of those were from the other day. So there were 2 main days that I made calls. So I can see where I need to improve and carve out daily time, not just 2 days a week, so I need to turn it into something I can deal with, not let them stack up. And that's what today I'm like, well, okay, let's get to 200. So I have quite a stack to do today, along with I have a ton of policies to write and save. So Operation Save, a ton of money for people is going great. And honestly, my brain kind of feels all over the place, and I just have so much going on that I'm like, what am I going to do? But I'm taking it very lighthearted and very kind of like point, aim, shoot. I don't know if I've ever talked about that with you guys before this morning, but that used to be an idea that in network marketing I would tell myself is stop. I don't have to memorize every ingredient in the product. There's a website that's designed beautifully to present that. I don't have to memorize every single step of the process. There's a whole how to run the business school so it's just point, aim, shoot, instead of take that on and think, okay, so like if I was training you in insurance, I don't have to teach you insurance. I need to teach you where to find the answer, so things like that stop being responsible for your people, be responsible to them and teach them the ways. And in fact, I even have that right here, point, aim, shoot, and shoot straight. So a few months ago when I was had one of my, ups and downs, anxiety waves in insurance. And I remembered that old saying, point, aim, shoot. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm making it harder, thinking I need to convince you of this is why you need to pick this policy or this. No, I just send you my top 3 options, point, aim, shoot. I answer your questions. I make it an easier answer for you, whatever I can do to make you arrive at your decision you want easier and confident. That's my job. And so I just kind of laid it down. So anyway, so point, aim, shoot. So in your business where you just point them to the answer, aim, don't attach to what they do. And then the bottom part, shoot straight, don't lie, be honest. That's anyway, my uncle added that, my Uncle Mark. So one day I was talking to him. So point, aim, shoot, and shoot straight. So that'll sum up most business formulas. So adding that to my 500 challenge, it's keeping it a game. Whereas every time I look up at that, I'm like, yeah, I am spending probably a few more minutes than I need to trying to find a solution for something that's the client's job, or that's just something I need to inform the client of and let them do with it what they will, so just eye-opening.
Keep it simple.
Yeah.
I think that's important too, is you're instead of enabling, you're empowering.
Yes.
So you're giving them the tools and the resources to, if you weren't there, they can still move forward. And I think that's so important in business. And it's something that I think in business or in life in general, even as a parent, as a mom.
Yeah. And what that does is it trains them to then rely on you for everything.
Right.
And so it's when I made that connection, it's okay, well, it's all trying to get their plane to lift off, right? You're not trying to babysit the account for the next 10 years. It's that simple, right? So it's okay. Anyway.
Man, I just realized I forgot to update the description for this video before we went live. We didn't go through our checklist. and I'm like, why is Ashley saying, I love this, but I have no clue what you're talking about. I'm like, why would you, I put it in the description, Ashley, but no, I did not put it in the description.
Ashley, she's awesome.
I did not put it in the description, so no wonder no one knows what we're talking about today. And
we're randomly chatting.
We were randomly chatting today, but
this is actually an experiment to see how Freestyle Friday goes, to be honest.
Yeah, this is Freestyle Friday, but you can listen to the complete episode on forceforgrowth.com with full title and description. I will make sure to update it by the time we get it over there and post it. But thank you, Ashley. But I was like, why are people confused? What? It couldn't be me. No, I did what I was supposed to do. But no, I didn't. So there you go.
All it says is Friday.
Yes, all it says is Friday.
Friday.
Okay, well, there you go. I just will have to go back and edit the videos and the titles, but that's okay.
Just go for it. That's our advice.
Go with it. Man, we all got so much going on.
Yeah.
My big thing this month was inspired from Michelle Martini. I was like, okay, she's doing 75 hard. I don't feel that I want to commit to 45-minute workouts. Everything else sounded great to me. I'm like, okay, I'm already doing some of that stuff anyways. But the 2 45-minute workouts, I was like, oh, no, I'm not sure I'm ready for that yet. So I committed to 1 45-minute workout and at least 30 minutes of meditation. That was my modification. Mm-hmm. And the rest, drinking the water, the eating, and everything else is still on par. Yeah. But I'm finding it that it's kind of hard to get that 45-minute workout in, especially when you're not used to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
That's what 75 hard has done for me so far, is that's one of the things on my health journey. I was not consistent in working out, and that's what it's done, is it's made me consistent. And I can fully plan on continuing a 45-minute workout a day, but not 2.
Have you fallen in love with it again? Have you reached the stage where you're like, oh, I got to work out to get to that blissful state every day? Or have you reconditioned that anchor to it?
Honestly, I have started falling in love with it again. until it started being disruptive. And then it was like, oh my gosh, now I got to get another 45-minute workout in.
Oh,
And I need to go to bed and I got to get up early in the morning and all of those things. So that's taken away from falling in love with it. But I do believe that I've done a lot of different things and kept it interesting. So I'm not doing the same thing all the time. And I've found some things that I really do love to do that are fun with the workout, hiking. I mean, all kinds of things, just so many different things that I've
good.
done.
I'm glad
And
she threw that in because play is our word of the week. So yeah,
yes,
yeah.
play.
loop that back
Yeah.
around.
That's the thing is you can make it fun. It doesn't have to be miserable. And I'm not killing myself either. I'm not like doing crazy weightlifting stuff. I'm just, but you can make it fun and move your body and get the benefits of moving your body.
Yeah, but the minute that it wasn't fun and it wasn't serving, you start to feel it drain, and it turns into a chore versus something that you get
Yes.
excited about.
Yes. Very
That's a
much.
differentiator right there.
Mhm.
Right there. I think that summed it up right there.
I see
And
that too. So many people are killing themselves in the gym and they don't have to. I mean, unless it's something they're passionate about and they're trying to build a lot of muscle or whatever it is. But I see a lot of people struggle in my career path. I see a lot of people struggle killing themselves in the gym and not seeing the benefits. And it's just like torturous. And it doesn't have to be that way.
This is the exact reason why I don't say I'm a vegan. One, you'll catch me eating meat every few days now. But like, to be fair, I've tried 3 rounds to be hands down just to be an actual vegan, to fit into the box of the rules. And it like destroyed the fun of it. It destroyed it where I was like, I had to fit into this label where it was like, no, if I can eat meat a few times a month, but that makes me love the days that I don't and love the diet and love learning the new flavors on the days I don't, I'm going to give myself that but that's a personal choice that, to each his own. Could I improve? Yeah. But it's just, I find labels or people feeling they have to match the exact rules listed on the label stops you from falling in love with it. It stops you from getting to the end point where you want to. So it's like, maybe, Michelle, you're not going to finish the 75 hard with the same assumption and expectations you went into it, but you'll finish it with real growth, with
with a new mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to finish it with a new mind than you did when you started.
Yes.
That's the big thing. You're going to, you've changed your body, and you're changing your mind in conjunction with your body. And you're coming out of it with a different mind, a greater mind, a more in tune mind than you did when you went into it.
Yes.
Yeah. And she still completed, let's pretend it's 40 more days. She still completed the challenge, So it's like when you're having those tug of wars in the challenge, when you're in the mud and you're like, no, I have to do it this way. And you have a death grip around this one option. Remember, you're limitless. If you just can relax, take a deep breath, and ask what other options there are, what alternatives, you can alter it. But, back to discipline. What is discipline if it's not what you want?
Yeah.
It's not going to drive you if it's not what you want. So
discipline only carries you so far too. That's what I see. It's like you can start with discipline, but then you got to create momentum, and then momentum will carry you. We've talked about that so many times.
Yes.
On the calls and stuff, but
I like that you called this an experiment, Courtney. This is an experiment. FreeStyle Friday is an experiment to just catch up and let everyone know what we're up to in our personal lives, what we're doing, what we're working on, and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. So this is an experiment. So I challenge everyone to experiment with something and see how it goes, whatever it may be. A new book, 75 hard modified, whatever your thing is, whatever inspires you. Put that experiment out there to the universe and see how it goes. This is an experiment, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. So we don't know.
Like I like Courtney used the word box. Don't paint yourself in a box. Like be willing to shift and modify and make sure that it fits you, and listen to your gut, because that's where you will know whether or not it does.
That gut. That could be a whole episode, listening to your gut.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Jessie. She's been doing 3 miles a day this month.
Hey,
Woo!
Every day this month so far.
Kicking booty
3 miles, and she took the dog this morning for the whole 3-mile run, and one of our little babies, and it was great. It was greatness. And today was a particularly challenging day because Sebastian woke up with a bloody nose early in the
Aw,
morning, like 3 in the morning, and he came down
Mm.
crying. And Jesse was up with him for about an hour and a half, and she still got up and did her workout.
good job,
Love that.
Jesse.
They're
Yeah.
walking. So good
Yeah.
job. Yay.
Because it's important to her.
Because,
Doesn't
Yes.
yeah.
matter what anyone else. Yes.
Yeah, because
But
it's important to you.
yeah,
Yes.
but look at what's awesome it has unfolded. Now, like Ricardo can put the puzzle piece and meditate when Jesse's walking, and it's this. Do you see how this comes together? So you
It
can
Yeah.
like
does.
help others around you have the life they want. Like
It lines
right
up.
at home.
It
It
lines
does
up when
line
you
up.
follow your path.
Because
Yeah.
Jesse's walk made it easier for me to make the time to meditate and relax and not feel rushed because she's doing her thing, I'm doing her thing, and somehow it's really interesting now that I think about it and talk about it. She's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing, but yet I feel connected that we're doing our thing together, even though we're not doing it simultaneously in the same space or the same thing.
That's a
Yeah.
great point because Michelle, your partner is, well, I guess, should I ask, is Jody also still adamant on 75 hard or is he modifying too?
Modifying
Or,
too. Just, yeah,
okay.
together. And we're doing it together, which is really fun too. So we're kind of finding our way together, which it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
And I love that. And also because they probably made the decision independently to both modify it too,
Mhm.
knowing
Yeah.
Michelle well. It
Yeah.
wasn't because one other one did that to
No.
throw that in there, but
Mm-mm.
y'all are a great example of that.
Such a great conversation. As of
Yes.
right now, at this point of this episode, I call Freestyle Friday a rousing success, except
Yes.
for the titles and the hashtags and all the descriptions that that I didn't put. But so here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. To let everyone know that's watching and everyone on audio, we have a checklist here of things that I need to do
We just
before
have to
the
follow
show,
it.
and I have to follow it. And today we did not follow the checklist. and and there you go. I did not check the hashtags. I did not check the description. I didn't check any of that. But you know what? It's Freestyle Friday. Anything goes. Boom.
Yeah. There we
So
go.
if this causes a little bit of confusion on what
Oh,
the
well.
topic is today, oh well. Sorry.
Real life.
This was good though. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Make sure you catch the replay. Subscribe to the audio version on all of your favorite podcasting platforms and on YouTube. You can visit forceforgrowth.com, which will be revamped over this weekend. We're working tirelessly on the new website, which will be up soon. Um, Final words, Michelle. We went over a lot of stuff today. Final words,
Yeah.
final thoughts.
Be willing to shift. Like listen to your gut because your gut will tell you. And if it's not working, it's what I always say, that square peg in a round hole. If it feels like a square peg in a round hole, there's something that needs to be modified. So pay attention to that, because when you do and you make that shift, then things start to flow again. So just pay attention to that, to your gut.
Nice.
Yeah.
Final
kinda
thoughts, Courtney.
Add on that. Like, what if the whole drive, like using Michelle as an example, what if the whole drive for her to get to the 75 hard challenge was to get to the moment where she needed to learn to modify it for herself? Because what that
Yeah.
could teach her everywhere else, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when you set out on something and you are like, I have to do it like this, I have to do it. Just take a deep breath, because maybe, like, what if you lived your day like you are right where you need to be, and you stopped and you listened in that moment versus just write yourself off or write your gut feeling off. So I think, just what if you were exactly where you're meant to be and you just maximize this moment where your feet are, and you keep doing that every day? Like, you can't have the same life. Like, it's gonna
Yeah.
be better.
Yeah.
I really like what you just said, Courtney, that you need to get to the moment, to that point after you start whatever it is that you're going to start. You got to get to that moment where you can decide, is this working for you or disturbing you, or do you need to shift? Because
Yeah.
if you never start, you're never going to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for all we know, that was the lesson, not the challenge. You signed
Mhm.
up with the assumptive lessons you knew you'd get out of it, you know?
Such a
Correct.
great point.
That's
Such
a
a
really
great point.
great point.
Yeah.
And if you never start anything, you're never going to get to that moment where you're like, okay, I need to modify this. This is not working. This is disturbing this. This is
Yeah.
where I need to shift this now because I see what's happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like
Good
that.
stuff.
So good. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. Again, subscribe to the audio version, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We need some more YouTube listeners, guys. Go out and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Visit forceforgrowth.com for all the information and details.
Yeah.
Have a great day, everybody. And we'll be back on Monday with the word of the
Week.
week.